Strange shapes appeared in the sky above Earth. They were not stars. They were not asteroids. They were ships. Massive ships with strange lights and unknown symbols. Humanity had never seen anything like them. People around the world stopped and stared at the sky. Governments scrambled. Scientists and military leaders were called to emergency meetings. The news spread quickly. A message came from the strange ships. It was clear and simple. Surrender or face annihilation. Humanity could not believe it. How could this be possible? Who were these beings? What did they want? People panicked in the streets. Cities were tense and filled with fear. News channels broadcasted the message over and over. Every person felt the weight of the threat. The council, as they called themselves, had spoken, and they did not seem willing to negotiate. In the high command room of Earth's Defense Force scientists and generals argued. Some believed the council was bluffing. They thought these ships might be empty. They thought this was a warning to scare humanity. Others argued it was too dangerous to ignore. They said humanity had to prepare for war. Weapons were tested and troops were mobilized. Every nation had to decide whether to fight or surrender. Dr. Carter, a leading scientist in the International Space Agency, looked at the data. The council ships moved in strange patterns. Their technology was unlike anything Earth had ever seen. Faster than any ship humans could build. Stronger than any weapon humans had. He felt a cold fear in his chest. This was not a bluff. This was real. Humanity was facing a power beyond imagination. Meanwhile, the first council envoy arrived. They did not speak in human language. Their translator device hummed and crackled. Then a message came through. Your time is ending. The words were short. They were clear. They were terrifying. The envoy did not move closer. They hovered above the ground. Their presence alone seemed to make the air heavy. People in the room could feel a chill. Even the strongest soldiers felt fear. Journalists asked questions, but no one knew the answer. What did the council want? Why Earth? Was there a way to survive? Every day the tension grew. Cities built shelters. Governments tried to calm their people, but fear was stronger than words. Children asked their parents if they would survive. Parents had no answer. Humanity was united by fear, but divided by hope. The United Nations called an emergency meeting. Leaders from every country gathered. They argued about surrender. They argued about fighting. Some leaders wanted to offer gifts and peace. Some wanted to prepare the deadliest weapons Earth had. The debate was endless. No solution seemed safe. The council waited silently in space, watching, calculating, judging. In a small lab, Dr. Carter discovered something unusual, a pattern in the council ship's movement. He thought it might be a clue, something humans could use to survive. He showed it to the generals, but they dismissed it. We do not have time for theories, they said. We have to act. But Dr. Carter insisted. There had to be a reason for their actions. He spent nights in the lab staring at screens. He felt eyes on him, but he knew it was the council. He could sense their presence in every signal and every data stream. The council envoy spoke again. Their words were the same, but this time louder. Your time is ending. Humanity shivered as the message echoed across the globe. No one could ignore it. Every person felt the weight of the message. Every heart beat faster with fear. Leaders tried to reassure their people, but even they knew the truth. The council did not negotiate. They decided, and their decision was clear. Then something unexpected happened. The council fleet began moving toward Earth, faster than anyone had predicted. Satellites detected them in high orbit. Their speed increased in ways no human technology could match. Scientists were stunned. Military leaders panicked. The world realized the countdown had begun. Every second mattered. Every city prepared for the unknown. Humanity had never faced anything like this. People looked at the sky. They saw the ships grow larger each hour. Children cried. Adults prayed. Soldiers waited. The council did not speak again, but their silence was more terrifying than words. Earth had no choice. Humanity had to act, but no one knew how. Dr. Carter watched the data with wide eyes. He felt the fear in his bones. If the council attacked, there would be no second chance. There would be no retreat. Humanity would have to fight or die. He wished there was more time, but the fleet moved faster with every passing hour. The message had been clear. Your time is ending. And then the unthinkable happened. The Council fleet changed course. It moved directly toward Earth with a speed that defied logic. Every screen in every command center lit up with warnings. There was no turning back. Humanity was on the edge of destruction. The night sky was filled with the massive shapes of the Council ships. Silence fell over the world. No one knew what would happen next. The air was heavy with fear. People prayed. Scientists studied. Soldiers waited. Every eye watched the sky. And then humanity realized. This was no warning. This was the beginning. The beginning of a battle that could end all life on Earth. The Council was coming, and their message was clear. Your time is ending. Every heart beat faster as the fleet approached. Every mind raced for a plan. And then the cliffhanger. Suddenly the fleet accelerated even more. Faster than expected. The first attack could come at any moment. Humanity had only seconds to react. The world held its breath as the Council moved closer. The Council fleet moved faster than anyone expected. Earth's defenses were struggling to respond. Satellites tried to track every ship, but the numbers were too many. Each ship was massive. Each one bristled with unknown weapons. The sky glowed with the lights of the approaching fleet. Humanity realized the first strike could happen at any moment. Generals shouted orders in the command centers. Pilots scrambled into fighter jets. Missiles were launched, but many disappeared against the Council shields. Earth's weapons felt weak. Tiny sparks against a massive storm. Dr. Carter monitored the readings. Every news signal from the Council ships showed more advanced technology. There was no known counter. Fear gripped him. Humanity had to fight, but they had no idea how. People ran in the streets. Cities prepared for impact. Governments issued emergency warnings. Evacuations began. Chaos spread across every continent. But the Council did not hesitate. They moved like a single mind. Ships aligned in perfect formation. Their speed increased. The Earth trembled as their energy pulses lit up the sky. Then a sudden explosion appeared in orbit. One of the largest satellites had been destroyed. Debris scattered across the atmosphere. Alarms rang in every command center. Humanity realized the attack had begun. This was no longer a threat. This was war. Dr. Carter felt his heart race. He looked at the data screens. The patterns of the Council ships were not random. There was logic. There was purpose. He thought he might see a weakness. But every time he believed he understood it, the ships shifted. Faster than expected. Smarter than expected. On the ground, pilots launched into the sky. Fighter jets screamed toward the fleet. Missiles fired from Earth's bases. Some ships were hit, but most ignored the attacks. Shields shimmered and weapons disintegrated before impact. Soldiers on the ground watched in horror. Humanity was outmatched. Every human weapon felt like a toy against the Council's technology. People tried to hide. Families huddled together. Governments broadcasted messages of hope, but fear was stronger. The Council envoy had not moved. Its presence on Earth was silent but felt everywhere. Its message echoed in the minds of every human. Your time is ending. Suddenly another explosion lit the sky. A large Council ship fired its energy beam. It cut through the atmosphere like a knife. Cities shook. Oceans churned. The air burned with strange energy. Humanity had never seen anything like this. Panic spread faster than fire. Dr. Carter discovered something alarming. The Council ships were not only attacking, they were studying Earth. Every attack seemed measured, every strike precise. It was as if they wanted to learn humanity's strengths and weaknesses before the final blow. Fear turned into determination. Humanity had to find a way to fight back before it was too late. Meanwhile, in space, the fleet continued to advance. Smaller ships separated from the main group. They descended toward Earth's major cities. The planet's defense forces struggled to respond. Missiles exploded in midair. Fighter jets were destroyed within seconds. Humanity realized the Council was not just powerful. They were intelligent. They were unstoppable. Then a sudden message appeared on every screen on Earth. It was from the Council. One sentence. Clear. Terrifying. You cannot survive. Panic turned into despair. Citizens screamed. Soldiers froze. Leaders trembled. Humanity felt the weight of extinction pressing down. Dr. Carter refused to give up. He studied the data tirelessly. He noticed small patterns, tiny anomalies in the ship's movement. Could it be a flaw? A chance? He could not be sure. But hope was rare. Even a small chance was enough to try. As the first wave of ships descended, Earth prepared for its deadliest counterattack. The skies burned with fire. The oceans shook with energy blasts. Humanity fought with everything it had. Fighter jets dodged energy beams. Missiles streaked through the sky. Explosions lit the night. But every attack seemed to fall short. Then suddenly the Council fleet paused. Ships hovered in perfect alignment. Silence filled the command centers. Humanity held its breath. Something was coming. Something worse than before. The pause was brief. Too brief. The fleet began to accelerate. Faster. Farther. Closer. And then the cliffhanger. A massive shadow appeared above Earth. One single ship, larger than the rest. Its energy pulsed like a heartbeat. Dr. Carter stared at the screens. His hands trembled. Humanity realized the first strike was only the beginning. The real attack had just arrived. The massive Council ship hung over Earth like a dark sun. Its surface shimmered with strange energy. Humanity stared in fear. Every military base tracked it. Every satellite recorded its movements. The world waited. No one knew what would happen first. Dr. Carter and his team worked frantically. They studied every signal, every energy pulse, every movement of the ship. They had to find a weakness. Humanity had to survive. The Council had already shown their power. Their smaller ships attacked cities. Their beams destroyed weapons. But this ship was different. Bigger, deadlier, intelligent. In the sky, jets launched again. Pilots screamed as they approached the massive ship. Missiles streaked toward it. Some ships fired energy weapons. The Council ship did not move. It seemed to absorb every attack. Screens lit up with warnings. Earth's weapons were useless. Humanity had never faced anything like this. Then the Council ship fired its first strike. A beam of pure energy descended toward a city. The ground shook. Buildings disintegrated. Fire spread. People ran. Soldiers tried to counterattack, but it was too late. The Council ship was unstoppable. Its message was clear. Humanity had no choice. Dr. Carter shouted to his team, "Look for patterns. Look for openings. The ship may be massive, but it moves with rules. There must be a flaw." Engineers and scientists worked without rest. They analyzed the shields. They analyzed the weapons. Every moment was critical. Every second counted. Meanwhile, the smaller Council ships continued their assault. They struck ports and power plants. Energy pulses cut through cities. Communications were disrupted. Panic spread. Humanity was fighting a battle on all fronts. Soldiers and civilians tried to survive. But the enemy was everywhere. Suddenly a signal appeared on Dr. Carter's screen. It was faint, almost invisible. A tiny fluctuation in the energy shields of the massive ship. He stared at it. Could this be a weakness? Could this be humanity's only chance? He called the generals. They listened. They doubted. But desperation forced them to act. Missiles were prepared. Fighter jets loaded with experimental weapons took off. Humanity's deadliest weapons were aimed at the fluctuation. Every pilot knew the risk. Every soldier knew the chance of failure. There was no second chance. The world held its breath. The Council ship pulsed again. Its energy field expanded. Smaller ships fired at Earth forces. Explosions lit the night. Humanity was close to despair. And then the experimental weapons hit. There was a flash, a ripple through the shields. For a moment the ship shuddered. Humanity saw it. The first sign of weakness. Dr. Carter cheered. The generals ordered all forces to focus. Fighter jets dove toward the weak spot. Missiles followed. Explosions shook the ship. The Council did not retreat. It responded. Energy beams fired at the attackers. Jets exploded in midair. Cities shook from the feedback. Humanity was paying a heavy price. But the pulse in the shields remained. It flickered. It grew. Humanity had a chance. Scientists monitored it. Pilots risked their lives. Soldiers fired at every angle. The massive ship's defenses began to falter. Humanity felt hope. For the first time in days, hope flickered. Then the cliffhanger. The massive council ship began to release smaller ships from hidden compartments. They swarmed Earth's forces like a storm. The weak spot was gone. Humanity realized the attack had only begun. Every pilot, every soldier, every person on Earth understood the danger. The real battle was far from over. The council was not done. The council's swarm spread across the skies. Smaller ships attacked cities and military bases. Explosions tore through streets. Communications failed. Humanity was under siege. Panic gripped every nation. But in the chaos, a plan was forming. Dr. Carter worked tirelessly in the command center. He studied the patterns of the swarm. Every ship moved with precision. Every attack was calculated. He realized the council relied on coordination. If humanity could disrupt it, there might be a chance. He called the generals. "Listen to me," he said. "We can strike back. We have one chance." The generals were skeptical. "We are losing cities. We are losing soldiers. How can we fight back, Dr. Carter?" But desperation forced them to act. They agreed to the plan. Humanity would launch a counterattack. But it was risky. Failure would mean total destruction. Pilots prepared fighter jets with every experimental weapon available. Missile batteries were reloaded. Special teams worked on electronic disruptors. Humanity had never used these devices before. They hoped to confuse the swarm, to break the council's coordination. Every person involved knew the stakes. Failure was not an option. The first wave of jets took off. Engines roared. Missiles streaked toward the swarm. The smaller council ships fired back. Explosions lit the sky. Cities trembled from the energy beams. Humanity fought with all it had. Every pilot risked death. Every missile carried hope. Dr. Carter monitored the data. The disruptors began working. Small flashes of interference appeared in the swarm. Ships collided. Beams missed their targets. Humanity felt a surge of hope. The council was not invincible. They could be slowed. They could be challenged. On the ground, soldiers attacked surviving council forces. Tanks moved through streets. Missiles fired at remaining ships. Civilians joined wherever they could. Humanity was united in fear and determination. They had one chance. They had to use it. Then the council ship above moved. Its energy pulses grew stronger. It fired a massive beam into the ocean. Waves rose like mountains. Coastal cities were destroyed. Humanity felt the scale of the enemy's power. The smaller ships were dangerous, but the massive ship was unstoppable. Dr. Carter noticed a pattern. The massive ship rotated slightly each time it fired. A momentary exposure. The weak spot. Humanity prepared to strike. Fighter jets loaded with experimental weapons moved toward it. Missiles were aligned with precision. Every second counted. The first missiles hit. The massive ship shuddered. Energy pulses flickered. Humanity cheered, but the council responded. Swarms of smaller ships attacked the jets. Explosions tore through the sky. Many pilots were lost. Humanity paid a heavy price. Then the cliffhanger. As humanity focused on the massive ship, a new threat appeared. Another council fleet emerged from beyond the moon. Even larger, even more deadly. Humanity realized the first battle had only begun. The council had more ships, more power, and the real war was about to start. Humanity barely had time to breathe. The new council fleet appeared beyond the moon, ships larger and more numerous than the first. Their lights filled space like a storm. Earth's defenses were already strained. Now they faced even greater danger. Dr. Carter stared at the screens. His hands trembled. The patterns of the new fleet were different, smarter, faster, more deadly. Humanity had learned a little from the first attack. Now it seemed almost useless. Every plan they had prepared faced a bigger threat. World leaders gathered again. Panic mixed with determination. "We cannot Give up, said one general. We have to fight. Another said humanity will survive if we act together. Every nation agreed. The time for hesitation was over. Missiles were launched. Fighter jets scrambled. Earth's experimental weapons were ready. Satellites and orbital stations fired energy beams. Humanity had no choice but to strike first. The Second Fleet moved with terrifying speed. Their energy pulses lit the sky. Cities watched from below. People prayed. Soldiers prepared to die. Dr. Carter monitored every signal. The massive ship above still hovered. Its energy shield flickered. Humanity had a small opening, but the Second Fleet was coordinated. Swarms of ships moved toward Earth's orbit. Their weapons fired at anything that moved. Humanity's forces were spread thin. Every city was at risk. The first clash began. Explosions shook space. Jets collided with smaller council ships. Missiles hit, but many were destroyed midair. Humanity fought with everything it had. Every pilot knew the stakes. Every soldier felt fear. But they also felt hope. The First Fleet had weaknesses. Maybe this one did too. Dr. Carter noticed a pattern. The Second Fleet mirrored the first in some ways. But it was faster, smarter. Humanity had to adapt quickly. He worked with engineers to adjust the experimental weapons. They reprogrammed missiles in real time. Fighter pilots received new attack patterns. Every second mattered. On the ground, civilians evacuated. Soldiers held defensive positions. Cities fired surface-to-air missiles. Humanity was fighting on multiple fronts. The Council's new fleet attacked with precision. Entire regions faced destruction. Earth trembled under the assault. Then the massive ship above fired again. Its energy beam cut across the horizon. The ocean boiled. Coastal cities were destroyed. Humanity understood the scale of the enemy. The smaller ships were dangerous. The massive ship was a nightmare. Every plan now depended on exploiting the slightest weakness. Dr. Carter shouted to the generals, "Aim for the exposed section." The rotation is happening again. Fighter jets dove toward the weak spot. Missiles streaked across space. The massive ship shuddered. Humanity cheered for a brief moment, but the Second Fleet responded immediately. Swarm ships attacked the jets from all directions. Explosions filled space. Pilots were lost. Missiles were destroyed. Humanity realized the battle was far from over. Every success came at a cost. Every opening was temporary. Then the cliffhanger. From the edge of the solar system, another signal appeared. A third Council fleet was moving toward Earth. Even larger, even faster, even more deadly. Humanity had not yet survived the Second Fleet, and now an even greater threat was approaching. Every heart on Earth froze. Humanity's true test was only beginning. Humanity barely survived the Second Fleet. Cities were destroyed. Soldiers and pilots were lost. Fear gripped the world. And now news came. A third Council fleet was approaching. Its size was unimaginable. Its speed unmatched. Earth had never faced anything like this. Dr. Carter stared at the screens. His eyes burned from exhaustion. The patterns of the Third Fleet were different from the first two. Its ships moved with precision. Their formation was perfect. It was clear the Council had learned from humanity's resistance. This attack would be far worse. World leaders called emergency meetings. The United Nations declared global defense. Every nation contributed weapons and personnel. Humanity had one plan, one desperate chance to survive. Every soldier, pilot, and engineer knew the stakes. Failure meant extinction. Fighter jets prepared for immediate launch. Missiles were readied. Satellites fired energy beams. Scientists activated experimental weapons. Humanity had no choice. They had to strike first and hope for the best. The first wave of Council ships reached Earth's orbit. Explosions erupted immediately. Smaller ships targeted cities and military bases. Earth's weapons struck back. Some were destroyed. Others caused small damage. Humanity realized Council fleet was more advanced than before. Every weapon seemed weaker. Dr. Carter noticed a small anomaly, a slight delay in the rotation of the massive ship above. A tiny opening. It could be humanity's only chance. He called the generals. We have one opportunity. Focus everything on that weak point. Fighters and missiles must strike now. Jets screamed toward the massive ship. Missiles streaked across space. Explosions lit the sky. The massive ship shuddered. Humanity cheered briefly, but the Third Fleet reacted immediately. Swarms of smaller ships attacked from behind and the sides. Pilots were destroyed. Missiles were intercepted. Humanity realized victory would be impossible without a new plan. On the ground, soldiers fought desperately. Coastal cities were destroyed by energy beams. Communication lines were cut. Panic spread across continents. Civilians ran. Fire and smoke covered the skies. Humanity was at the edge of extinction. Dr. Carter and his team worked nonstop. They tried to calculate the movement of the fleet. They looked for patterns. Every detail mattered. Every second was crucial. Humanity's survival depended on their calculations. Then the cliffhanger. From deep space a signal appeared. The Third Fleet was not alone. A fourth fleet was moving toward Earth, even larger than all before. Its approach was silent, its speed terrifying. Humanity realized the war was far from over. The First, Second, and Third Fleets were only the beginning. The true battle for Earth had only just begun. Humanity was exhausted. Cities lay in ruins. Soldiers were few. Pilots were tired. And now the Fourth Council Fleet approached. Its size was unimaginable. Ships glowed with strange energy. Their movement was precise. Their purpose clear. Earth faced its deadliest threat yet. Dr. Carter stared at the screens. The energy signatures of the Fourth Fleet were unlike anything before. Every ship moved in perfect coordination. Every strike was calculated. Humanity had learned something from the first three fleets. But this fleet was smarter, faster, deadlier. World leaders gathered. Panic mixed with determination. We cannot survive this alone, said one general. Humanity must unite or perish, said another. Every nation contributed. Weapons, pilots, engineers. Every hand and mind worked together. The last chance was now. Fighter jets prepared for launch. Missiles were armed. Satellites and orbital weapons fired energy beams. Humanity's experimental weapons were activated. The massive ship above still hovered. Its energy shield flickered. Humanity knew the weak spot could be exploited, but the Fourth Fleet would protect it. The first wave of ships descended. Explosions tore through the sky. Cities shook. Smaller council ships attacked everything that moved. Earth fired back. Some ships were destroyed. Many missiles were intercepted. Humanity fought with all it had. Every pilot risked death. Every soldier fought for survival. Dr. Carter studied the fleet. He noticed a pattern in the massive ship's rotation. A tiny delay appeared each time it fired its energy beam. That was the opening. Humanity had one chance. Fighter jets flew at the massive ship. Missiles streaked across space. Explosions lit the dark sky. The massive ship shuddered. Humanity cheered for a moment, but the Fourth Fleet reacted immediately. Swarms of smaller ships surrounded the attackers. Pilots were destroyed. Missiles were neutralized. Humanity realized the battle would cost more lives than ever. On the ground, soldiers fired every weapon. Cities were covered in smoke and fire. Civilians ran in terror. Humanity faced destruction on every front. The Fourth Fleet was relentless. Every strike was precise. Every movement calculated. Hope was fragile. Fear was overwhelming. Then the cliffhanger. A new signal appeared from beyond Mars. Another fleet, even larger than the fourth. Its approach silent. Its speed terrifying. Humanity understood the truth. The fleets were endless. The Council had not sent all their forces. Earth was only the beginning of a war that could consume the solar system. Every heart froze. Humanity's greatest battle was still to come.